Hello everyone, welcome to Excellence Knowledge Quest. This video is the continued part to the previous video on Union Budget 2021-22 highlights. The link for the previous video will be shared in the description box, which you can check. In this video, we will be focusing on the three pillars which were left in the previous video, that is physical and financial capital and infrastructure, inclusive development for aspirational India, minimum government and maximum governance. So let's begin with the video. First and foremost, physical and financial capital and infrastructure. Textile mega investment textile parks, which aims at making the textile industry globally competitive, which will attract large investments and boost employment generation and exports. The main features of Mitra are 7 textile parks will be established over 3 years, which will help create a world-class infrastructure with plug-and-play facilities for enabling to create global champions in exports. Next is the infrastructure. National Infrastructure Pipeline now expanded to 7,400 projects, which will require a major increase in funding from both the government as well as the financial sector. 3 steps are proposed to be undertaken in order to achieve this. Creation of institutional structures, that is infrastructure financing, a bill for setting up a development financial institution with the provision of rupees 20,000 crore. Second, big thrust on monetizing assets. For this, launch of a national monetization pipeline. Some important measures for the same are National Highways Authority of India and PGCIL each will have sponsored InvIT. PGCIL means Power Grid Corporation of India Limited, and InvIT, that is Infrastructure Investment Trust, which is a kind of a mutual fund. Railways to monetize dedicated freight corridor assets for operations and maintenance after commissioning. The next lot of airports will be monetized for operations and management concession. The third is sharp increase in the capital budget. Budget estimate of rupees 5.54 lakh crore, 34.5% more than the budget estimate of 2020-21. Roads and highways infrastructure, highest ever outlay of rupees 1,18,101 crore for Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Economic corridors are planned in the state of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal and Assam. Advanced traffic management system with speed radars, variable message signboards, GPS enabled recovery vans will be installed in all the new 4 and 6 lane highways. Railways infrastructure, National Rail Plan for India 2030 for creating a future ready railway system by 2030. Western and Eastern dedicated freight corridor to be commissioned by June 2022, which will bring down the logistic cost, enabling the Make in India strategy, and 100% electrification of broad gauge routes will be completed by December 2023. Urban infrastructure, a new scheme for augmentation of public bus transport services worth rupees 1,000 crore. This scheme will provide fillip to economic growth, boost the automobile sector, create employment opportunities for the youth, and enhance ease of mobility for the urban residents. 2 new technologies, that is Metrolite and Metro Neo, which will provide metro rail systems at much lesser cost with the same experience, convenience and safety in Tier 2 cities and peripheral areas of Tier 1 cities. Power infrastructure. A comprehensive national hydrogen energy mission 2021-22 will be launched in order to generate hydrogen from green power sources. a framework for providing various alternatives to consumers in order to choose the distribution company, revamped reforms based result linked power distribution sector scheme to be launched. Ports, shipping, and waterways, a scheme for providing subsidy support to Indian shipping companies in global tenders floated by ministries and central public sector enterprises, which will promote flagging of merchant ships in India. For this, rupees 1624 crore will be provided over 5 years. This will also enable greater training and employment opportunities for Indian seafarers besides enhancing Indian companies' share in global shipping. Petroleum and natural gas. Ujjwala scheme, which has benefited around 8 crore households, will be extended to cover 1 crore more beneficiaries. A gas pipeline project to be undertaken in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, an independent gas transport system operator to be set up. Financial capital. Single Securities Market Code. This act has been consolidated by SEBI Act 1992, Depositories Act 1996, Securities Contracts Regulation Act 1956, and Government Securities Act 2007. Development of a world-class fintech hub at the GIFT IFSC. GIFT is Gujarat International Finance Tech City and IFSC is International Financial Services Center. A permanent institutional framework which will help create to purchase investment grade debt securities both in normal and stress times, and also help in the development of the bonds market. An investor charter for investor protection, strengthening of warehousing development and regulatory authority for setting up a commodity market ecosystem arrangement which will include vaulting, assaying, logistics, etc. in addition to warehousing. Disinvestment and strategic sales. Rupees 1,75,000 crore estimated receipts from disinvestment. Strategic disinvestment of various public sector undertakings which will be completed by 2021-22. Approval of new policy for strategic disinvestment. Niti Aayog to work out on the list of central public sector enterprises which will be undertaken for strategic disinvestment. Incentivizing the states for disinvestment of their public sector companies by making use of central funds, and also introducing a revised mechanism in order to ensure timely closure of the loss making or the sick units. Swamitwa scheme. Under this, a record of rights is being given to the property owners in villages, which will be extended to cover all the states and union territories. Operation Green scheme, which will be extended to 22 perishable products. 1,000 more mandis to be integrated with the ENAM in order to bring transparency and competitiveness. For migrant workers and laborers, One Nation, One Ration Card implementation underway. Implementation of 4 labor codes underway, and single registration and licensing and online returns for reducing the compliance burden on the employers. And the last pillar is minimum government and maximum governance. For this, the finance minister proposed to take a number of steps for bringing reforms in tribunals in the last few years for speedy delivery of justice. Also to take measures in order to rationalize the functioning of the tribunals. Introduction of National Commission for Allied Healthcare Professionals Bill in Parliament for ensuring transparent and efficient regulation of 56 allied healthcare professions. And the forthcoming census could be the first digital census in the history of India. And for this, rupees 3,768 crore will be allocated. The other important points in the budget include the tax proposals, exemption from filing income tax returns for senior citizens 75 years and above who only have pension and interest income, establishing a national faceless income tax appellate tribunal center, reduction in time limit for reopening of assessment to 3 years from present 6 years. The total expenditure for the budget is around 34,83,236 crores. The primary deficit is 3.1% of the budget estimate, revenue deficit to be 5.1%, fiscal deficit to be 6.8%, efficient revenue deficit to be 4.1% for the year 2021-22. For fisheries, 5 major fishing harbors to be developed in Kochi, Chennai, Vishakhapatnam, Paradeep and Petua Ghat. With this video, I have covered the entire budget highlights with you. So stay tuned for more such videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Keep learning.